Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play Saga Valhalla. I'm going to play Assassins Creed Valhalla and tell Viking stories. I got a little bit of a short one today, but it's on the mythological side. More about the gods than the Vikings themselves. So, I'm going to tell the story of Sif's golden hair. So Sif, the wife of Thor. Now, this is how I was told the story, and I've actually read it numerous different ways. So I'm going to tell the version I tell to my kindred, and if it's off from one you've heard before or one you read before, I've read probably 10 different versions of this story. So a lot of these stories were passed down mouth to mouth. By people for thousands of years before they were ever written down. So all of the main elements of the stories are always there, but there are slight differences and small changes here, and it's impossible to know which one was the original.
Fortifications there,
and you end up with some very good stories, and some of them way more grotesque than others, or way more sweet than others. And so the version of the story that I always tell, and the version of the story that I was told long ago, was a mix between a couple of different stories where they brought elements from a few different stories, some of the sweeter elements, some of the more grotesque elements, and so on. And I like to tell my stories that way when I tell to my kindred, because I get a small piece of a little of all of it. And what you get with that is culture. So you're seeing the culture of that story as it evolved over time through different areas of Europe and Iceland, and also sometimes who was telling the story, and why it might have been sweeter, why it might have been more grotesque, why it might have shown more strength or more weakness in certain areas. And so I try to bring those elements that are different all together into one larger story to try to tell a more complete version of my people's history and lore. So we're about to dock here, and we're going to go up and have a little conversation, so I'm not going to talk over the conversation. When we get back underway, I will tell you the story of Sif's golden hair.
You're still in fight. Take him to the shelter for warmth. Slap some moss in that gash and wrap it well. Eggle, look at me. Remember the boars you felled our first day in England? Hold his arms. 9. Large and fat. Fed us for a week.
Yeah.
You'll be chasing more in a month, my friend. You come like a Valkyrie out of the fog. We have no debt to give you.
You must be Soma.
Let's talk elsewhere. Give them a chance to rest.
Quite a hit you took. How many were lost?
It's kind of you to ask, but with so much blood in the water and death on the air, I'd know your name and purpose first.
Eivor of the Raven clan. I came for you, looking for a friend and ally.
I see. I'm Soma, Lord of Grantebridge. Though it seems an order of lunatics wishes to strip me of that title.
The Order of the Ancients?
Sounds right. The Saxon called Wigmund is one of them. He robbed me of my city, forced us into these swamps. I've rallied some of my soldiers, but my 3 advisors are missing. If we hope to retake Grantebridge, I'll need them at my side.
Tell me about them.
They are my best, my inner circle. Birna, Galin, Liv. We may as well be of the same blood.
If I can reunite them and we retake your city, can I call you a friend and ally?
If you can do all that, you can call me whatever you want.
Who is this Wigmund? What does he want?
He's a flailing elderman under the old king. A bitter man digging his fingernails into Grantbridge, just to say he can. He's made many attempts to unseat me before. This time he managed a trick.
What happened to Grantbridge?
The elderman Wigmund seized it from us. I'm not sure how he managed, but he will not keep it. Not for long. He has supporters outside the city, but this attack seemed to come from inside the walls. From the heart of Grantbridge.
Let's find your advisors.
Agreed. We'll look for signs of their longboats along the river. And if we are swift, we will find them before the wolves do. The fog is more hindrance than hiding place now. Let's light the way back.
Burn long and hut, bright wolf of the branch, and guide Soma's gilded warriors home.
I know what you must think.
What must I think?
That it's foolish to search the Fenlands for so few people.
You told me the soldiers you lost were your best. Vital to retaking the city. Do you think it's foolish?
Not at all.
Then why would I?
You have the look of one who does well with solitude. You're alone, a wanderer. It may be you think of soldiers as war fodder, and little else. But these warriors are more than a blade and shield. They are my family, nothing short. I've lost a city this week. I will not lose them too.
I understand. And if your people yet live, you will find them.
So Sif was the wife of Thor. Thor was out on an adventure. I think he was in Jotunheim doing something. I'm not entirely sure where he was during this story. But her golden hair was said to be as fine as silk, and it was said to be as beautiful as the morning sun. And it was her pride. And it was what attracted Thor to her in the first place, is why they came together. And she prized it above all other things. Loki, being the trickster that he was, caught her sleeping one day and snuck in and quietly shaved her hair. He thought it would be funny.
There! Leaves longbow.
When Sif woke up the next day and her hair was gone, she was devastated. Like, it destroyed her. And she hid herself away in the house. And when Thor came home, she hid herself from him. And she was afraid that he wouldn't love her anymore. Thor was enraged, and he bound to Loki, and he beat on him some, I'm sure. And he told him
I've had quite a day.
that if he did not find a way to fix it, that he would kill him. And then he went to Sif. And he told Sif that the hair may have been what caught his eye, but she was what caught his heart. And he did not care if she did not have her hair. Meanwhile, Loki, fearing for his life, traveled to some of the other worlds and spoke with the dwarves, and he told them, he said, I need you to craft some hair for Sif. I need you to craft it as finely as it was in life.
Is a prim and proper man,
And a
He
great
lives by a
dwarven
strict code
smith
of honor, more than most.
took
And builds the best longships I've ever
gold
sailed.
and he stretched
They're
it.
the reason we
and he
escaped
stretched it
Groundbridge
and he
alive.
stretched it into
He's not the
strands, and
strongest
he
man,
imbued
but
magic
he's
into
wise
it.
and canny, and hard to pin down.
And
Like a fish
he
breaking free of a net.
stretched it down until it was so fine that at a glance it looked like a single piece of silk, but you could run your fingers through it. And he gave it to Loki to give to Sif. Now, when he brought this to Sif, it was a wig. I mean, it was a wig. But Sif placed it on her head, and the magic wove it into her scalp so that it would stay and grow as her own hair. And that is how Sif gained hair of gold. An imbued magic golden hair that was so fine that if it held still, it looked like a single piece of silk. I've always enjoyed that story because it's a simple one. It's not a very long one, and it's not important religiously or any of those things. I've always enjoyed that because it showed the compassion of the gods, but it also allowed people to
This longboat is Birna's, I think.
see a side of them that was more human. The rage, the anger, the love, all of those things. It was a very beautiful story in that way. In either case, we're going to finish rescuing these people. I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. And I'll be back next week with a new, longer story. I just had that one. It was a good one. I've always enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
Let me continue.
That's right! That's right! Tire yourself out!
Come, we've outstayed our welcome.
Soma! I knew I heard someone sweeping the hearth outside. We handle it just fine. Thinking of starting a new town, in fact. Being our first.
Birna, I pitched a camp nearby, under a burning beacon. We'll meet you there when I've found the others.
Thank you, Soma. And you as well, Sunbeam. We'll head to the camp now. I'll have everyone singing songs and dancing jigs by the time we get back.
Vienna is like a grapevine, curly and hard to predict, while Leaf is like a wood beam, sturdy, straightforward.
Birna has a genius for tactics, sees well ahead of things. Leaf deals with what's just there before him, practical in all ways. Both have helped me find my footing in desperate times. It's important to keep those who disagree with you close, as family.
Vurma, brutaiva!
What do you see, Sunan?
Devil take you!
We're done. Let's get back to the ship. This carving references Galen in verse.
Finnum dyrgripar!
We must row in these waters. We can continue. Wolves. They've surrounded someone. Must be careful.
Loki's laughing behind his shackles, wretched carrion beasts. I don't deserve this. Leave me! Run!
Thor, what's got into you?
Eivor! Eivor!
Pull up here.
The beacon has drawn the last of my soldiers. By tomorrow our strength will have returned, and we can retake our city. I have not yet spoken to Leif, Birna and Galin about this. After my missteps, I worry what they must think of me.
That won't be on their minds. They'll be dreaming of all the ways they want to kill the Saxons who took their homes.
By Thor's hammer, I am glad we're together. In spite of our setback. Galin, you look well worn. Do not grieve the men you lost. They will be singing your praises in the corpse hall, waiting for us.
Thank you, Jarl's Kona.
Leif, you'd outlast any tempest.
It's good to be back, Soma. All as one. And know this, that I will follow you through the eye of the storm if you called.
Birna.
I'm delighted you're alive.
I'm delighted to be living. I lost so many after all this, but I still have you three. That makes me the most blessed warrior in Midgard. And Eivor, you have more than proven your worth. Help us reclaim our city, and you will have an ally in me.
My blade is yours. For Grantbridge.
We'll rest for the night, gather our strength and our wits, and at the break of dawn's light, we retake Grantbridge! Pass the night in our camp, Eivor. Take anything you need.
Looks like more of Soma's forces followed the beacon back to camp.